This is Canucks on Bunyar Sharma from the GMS Lions Den Camp. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and salutations to the Akin that is spread amongst the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity and truth. Alright? Still taking a stab at this whole Christianity doctrine. This lesson I want to do today is going to be the whole marriage ceremony. Alright, we all know that the marriage ceremony really relates to us being married to being chaste virgins and being married the bride of Yahweh Shai, set up by the through the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, those are the virgins, those are the chaste virgins that are going to be married to Yahweh Shai. Alright. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture real quick. Some of my computer starts working. Hold on a second. It keeps getting adware to come up on this. I need to get my computer set up. Alright, anyway. Alright, so when Yahweh Shai is talking about bid to the marriage, he's always talking about getting into this truth and renewing your mind and becoming that chaste virgin to be bidded to the marriage, be a part of his elect. So that's what he's talking about when it deals with marriage. But there is such thing as a marriage between a man and a woman, but it's not the traditional way that it's done today through the Roman Catholic Church. Alright, scripture I want to get is Isaiah 55 and 4, 54 and 5, 54 and 5. Isaiah 54 and 5. Alright, so this is what it's talking about when it says bid to the marriage. Alright, for thy maker is thine husband. This is Shlaki. This is Isaiah 54 and 5. For thy maker is thine husband, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is his name. And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the power of the whole earth shall he be called. Alright, for the Lord has called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou hast refused, saith Yahweh. Alright, so what he's doing, what the Most High is doing through the spirit of Yahweh Shai is cleansing us before, so we can become the chaste virgins of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and we can be that bride, ordained in white, and be pure for Yahweh Shai. Alright, this is 2 Corinthians 11 and 2 Corinthians 11 and 2. Alright, for I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Yahweh Shai. Alright, so that's the whole marriage ceremony that we're setting up for. Alright, so that's basically renewing your mind, becoming a virgin, and letting Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai come in and fill you with the spirit and come in and sup with you. That's the marriage counseling you need, not no damn pastor in no church like they make you take in these churches before they marry you. They make you take a marriage counselor from a pastor that don't know nothing. Alright, so at the end of the day, this traditional way of marriage is the ways of man, and basically it's set up to have the woman rule over the man, because a woman has more rights in the marriage than anything. A man can come into marriage with millions of dollars. If the woman decides she wants to leave, she gets to take half the money. No, she goes out the way she can. First of all, a woman doesn't have no say-so whether she can leave or not. She cannot just leave. She cannot make that call, because initially it's an agreement made between the man and the father. Alright, so I'm going to get into that, how it's supposed to be, versus the way it's done in the Christian church. In the Christian church, they make you wear a ring, and that ring goes back to Saturn worship. That's paganism. All right, and all that dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in holy matrimony. You won't find that anywhere in the Bible. It is not there. All right, with this ring I thee wed, and I do take thee to be my lawfully wedded husband, or whatever. That's not in the Bible. You don't hear nothing. There was plenty of people married in the Bible, and now one of them had no ring on. All right, that goes all the way back to pagan worship. It was set up by the so-called white man. All right. This is the most similar thing to the Bible I could get as far as marriage ceremonies or however whatnot goes. This marriage in the Bible from this is www.bible.ca. Marriage, ancient Jewish. It's 3-stage weddings. All right. So I'm gonna read it from this, and we're just gonna take the meat from the bones and spit the bones back out. But we can pretty much get some concrete, information out of this write-up right here, describing how marriages were done. All right. So I'm gonna read it a little bit, and hopefully this whole thing will be edifying. All right. Okay. Only when you understand the wedding customs of the Bible can you begin to appreciate the rich imagery of our salvation in Yahushua and our marriage to Yahushua as his virgin bride. All right. So we have to be a virgin bride. We have to have our mind clear of all the wickedness that's of this world, and separate ourselves from this world to become that Chad's virgin unto Yahushua. What is that? Jeremiah chapter 6, I think it is. I want to get it real quick just to make sure. Okay, yeah, Jeremiah 6:2. I'll just read it. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. All right, whenever it's using the word daughter of Zion, it's talking about Israel as a whole, and from a broad scheme, can't even talk. But from the true nature of the breakdown, it's talking about the elect men of Israel. But when it says daughters, plural, it's talking about the women of Israel. All right. So it says, I have likened the daughter of Zion, all right, the elect men of Israel, to a comely and delicate virgin. All right. So that's how the Most High looks at his elect, that he's bidding for the marriage to be married unto his son, Yahushua. All right. So read this instruction number 1 again. Only when you can understand the wedding customs of the Bible can you begin to appreciate the rich imagery of our salvation in Yahushua, and that is so true. All right, because he's preparing like a father will prepare his bride and get his daughter ordained to marry, a righteous son. All right, and we are that daughter, the elect. Lord willing, we're part of the elect, and Yahushua is the bridegroom. All right. And he's the husbandman. He's the one that plants, plants the seed. And we flourish and become a wonderful virgin bride from there. All right. So until we understand the whole process of a marriage ceremony or why, then we can understand some more parts of salvation. All right. But if you look at it from a Christian church perspective, man, you're walking down the aisle of wickedness. You walk down the aisle. The whole moment is centered around this woman, But it's like it's her glorious day. But it's it's a glorious day for the men, because it's all about the men. All right. So like he said, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So it's gonna be hard for us to find true wives in this society anyway. So the best thing to do, you find you a woman that you want to deal with her, pop or whatever, whatnot, and have some form of relationship with her. But it's gonna be next to impossible to find a true wife in this kingdom anyway. So if you got somebody you want to rock out with and into the kingdom, if that's meant to be your woman, the Most High make that happen in the kingdom, where she'll be right there with you. If that's who you want to rock out with, so be it. You're not wrong for doing that, just because she's been touched by another man, because the scriptures say we're going to be a nation of adulterers. So it is what it is. All right. Instruction 2: the 3 C's of Bible weddings: contract, consummation, and celebration. All right. The contract is when the man goes to the father and says, "Hey, I want your daughter to be my wife. What do I owe you?" The consummation is when they go into the tent and he pops her, and that's the marriage ceremony, right? And he comes out with the bloody towel, and that's the token of her virginity, to prove her virginity, right? And then the celebration could be up to a 7-day feast, all right? And there's one particular time it was like almost like a 14-day feast. I think that was in the book of Tobit. I could be mistaken, but all right. It says these same things exist today in modern marriages. The order and timing of each stage is different. Ancient Jewish weddings never involved a wedding ceremony like we see today, with the bride walking down the aisle to be married in the synagogue or churches. All right, the wedding ceremony is something that did not develop for hundreds of years after Yahushua rose from the dead. All right, so these wedding ceremonies of today, they're not of the Lord, man. These are man-made. These are doctrines of men. The fact that they're holding it in the churches is a doctrine of men. Men made this up. For one, to tie the government into it, because the government has more rights over your marriage than you do. The woman has more rights than the man in the marriage. All right, it's all something that was set up and put together by the devil. All right. So when you have a divorce, which you're right, if there was a reason of divorce, right, you have a whole totally third party that determines what's gonna be the outcome of that divorce. If you find your woman committing adultery or doing something or something unclean act, right, you were allowed to write her a bill of divorce. All right. Even with that, if in modern times, if you catch her in the act of adultery, she still might get some of your money or whatever at the end of the divorce. It all depends on what the judge says. But that's not going according to scriptures, because according to scriptures, if you found any uncleanness or defilement within your wife, you could write her a bill of divorce and send her on her way. All right, with nothing. Unless I'm mistaken, all right? There might be something in there I ain't read, but I highly doubt it. All right? Okay. Modern Jewish weddings are as removed and different from the ancient Jewish marriage culture of the first century as Christian weddings are, all right? If you want to understand the many metaphors, I don't like the word illustrations and figures of speech used by Yahushua about the wedding feast and the church as the bride of Yahushua, you must learn the ancient culture and get everything you know about modern marriage and forget everything you know about modern marriage ceremonies to get a true understanding. That's basically taking the old paths. All right? If you want to have anything godly in this world, you got to forget about all this modern shit and go back to the old past, man. Matter of fact, let me get that. Jeremiah 16:6. Where's that Jeremiah 6:16? Yeah, Jeremiah 6:16. I got dyslexia today. Jeremiah 6. I think that's it. And 16. It said, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the way and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein." And that's the truth, because Israel today, they want to go. These women today, they want to go by the ways of the wicked, the ways of the man, the so-called white man, the foundation he set up. Because every time you try to go towards a woman scripturally about multiple women, you know, and things like that, and marriage and all that other kind of stuff, right? And you try to explain to these women this stuff, they ain't trying to hear it. They're saying that's the olden days. Don't nobody live that way no more. But the scripture, not Job 9:24, said the earth has been given unto the hand of the wicked. And it also says, what is that in? Anything highly esteemed in this world is wickedness, is an abomination. I'm just roughly paraphrasing. I can see if I can find it real quick. If I can't find it, I think it's Luke, if I'm not mistaken. But anything highly esteemed in this world is abomination to the Most High, man. He doesn't deal with things that are highly esteemed in this world, man. Can't find it. Matter of fact, I'll look for it right here. Spelled it wrong. Alright, anything. Luke 16:15. See, everybody want to go by the customs of this society. Alright. 16 and 15. But they don't want to turn back to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. The scripture say anything highly esteemed in this world is wickedness or an abomination to the Most High. Keep losing my train of thought. Alright, this is Luke 16 and 15. And he said unto them, ye are they which satisfy yourself, ye are they which satisfy yourself before men, but Yahweh knoweth your heart, for that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of Yahweh. So all these things like marriage ceremonies, Christianity, anything that's dealing with the foundation and the image of the beast in the society built by the so-called white man, that's highly esteemed among men. But it is an abomination to the Most High, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai don't deal with that. Alright? Okay, so let's get back into this. Alright, so the wedding ceremony is something that did not develop for hundreds of years after Yahweh Shai arose from the dead. Alright, so we know that. So let's get to these three stages, right? Alright, it says stage 1, the signing of the Ketubah contract, creating the marriage bond. Alright? The bride who would choose, see, that's wrong, because the women don't choose nothing. Alright, the men choose. Alright, so the contract, let's get into the contract. Let's go to some scriptures with the contract first. Alright, first scripture I'm going to get is Genesis 29 and 15. And it says, Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? Alright, so he came to the far land to find a bride. Alright, and his mother sent him away because, you know, Esau was coming after him and wanted to kill him. Alright, and Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, meaning hard to look at. She was so ugly, she hurt your eyes when you look at her. Alright? But Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. That was the contract. Alright? And they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had to her, for the love that he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her, that I may pop her. All right. So that he may go into her. All right. So let's get to the next step. All right. All right. Stage 2. The copula, whatever that is, sexual consumption. Up to 7 years later, the groom is able to raise the money as set out in the contract and notifies the father of the bride, who then sets a date to consummate the marriage at the bride's home. All right. The bride waits with her maidens for the arrival of the groom and his companions, and the couple enters into the cupola room and consummate the marriage, while the consumption of the bride and the groom wait to celebrate. The companions of the bride and groom wait and celebrate outside in the next room, and the groom hands the bloody proof of virginity cloth to the witness chosen by the bride's servants, who then give it to the bride for safekeeping. I don't think that's right. I think they give it to the father, because if anything happens later on, the parents got to bring forth the token of virginity. I think it's given to the father of the bride, if I'm not mistaken. I think I read a scripture about where it's given to the father of the bride. So if anything happens, let's just say, if I think it's a scripture say if a man speak ill towards his wife and speak bad of her, then the father comes through to bring forth the token of her virginity, the proof of her virginity. So it's not given to the bride for safekeeping. That's some Jewish stuff. That's, like I said, we're going to take the meat from the bones. All right, so boom. All right, now they go into the tent. Let's get some scriptures going on that. Matter of fact, we can keep going. All right. And Jacob gave, all right, let's start 29 and 20. And 19. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her. Go into her where? Go into the tent. All right. And Laban gathered together all men of the place and made a feast. All right. And the feast is the third step. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him, and he went into her. All right. It was nighttime in the tent. They didn't have no electricity. He didn't know it was Leah. He couldn't see. He thought it was Rachel. All right. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid as an handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said unto Laban, what is this that thou hast done unto me? Did I not serve thee for Rachel? Then he said, didn't we not make a contract, an agreement that I get Rachel for me doing this work for you? For me, I paid you for Rachel. Why do you give me this one? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? And Laban said, it must be so done in our country to give the older to. And Laban said, it must not be done so. It must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. All right. So it says, and Laban said unto him, and further, fulfill her week. We will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. So he served 14 years to get both of them, right? When the original contract was for Rachel, not Leah. All right. So basically that's what it is. All right. And then after that, it's a wedding feast. And they had the wedding feast after that. All right. And that's the whole makeup of the whole marriage ceremony. Contract, then go into the tent, bloody cloth shown, given to the father, have a feast, and then you know, they go upon their whole merry little way. But a lot of times the father would give over an inheritance to the son-in-law to take with them. All right. So, but it wasn't always done like that, because you had certain instances where, like, if I seen a woman in a field and she was a virgin, or I could take her and then go unto her father and pay her some money, and pay him some money. All right. So all this, like this woman say, if you like me, you gotta put a ring on. You gotta make those vows to God, to me. Nah, these women are sick in their fucking head, man. They think that the world revolves around them, man. The world revolves around Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And he set up the men to be the beautiful ones that walk around this earth. We're beautiful because of the wisdom. Women are only beautiful carnally. They're ugly as fuck inside, man. That's the way they're built. They were built for the outward appearance. And men, we appear to be ugly as I don't know what on the outside, but on the inside, we're beautiful. We're the calmly and delicate virgins. The men, all right? This whole society makes it all about the women. The women got it twisted. All right. And if a man, this is Exodus 22 and 16, because a man didn't always go to the father first. Sometimes when a man saw a woman he wanted, he would take her, and it was lawful to do that, man. It's Exodus 22 and 16. But he can't be around here broke and not have nothing to pay, because when a father loses a daughter, he loses a lot of things, because they had a lot of responsibilities. They would water the flock, make butter. They were nutritionists. They had a lot of responsibilities. Women brought a lot to the table around these times. So you had to, if a certain part of a father's household is taken away from him, you had to compensate for that. All right. It's Exodus 22 and 16. If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. So if he pop her and she wasn't betrothed to nobody else, he got to take her with her. He can't just pop her and just dip. All right. So let me get another one. Let me get another one. This will probably be the last one. This is Deuteronomy 22 and 28. Alright. Deuteronomy 22 and 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lie with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he has humbled her. He may not put her away all his days, unless she does something wicked that defileth her, and she cannot take that defiled spirit back to her husband. He could write her a bill of divorce. All right. Even when Abraham found Rebecca, what did he do? He sent his servant. His servant gave gifts and everything like that, brought Rebecca back. As soon as she came back, you know, and they had a feast wherever, I think it was Laban, wherever he was from, where Abraham was from, maybe Mesopotamia, I'm not sure, but soon as Rebecca got back, man, Isaac snatched her off the horse and took her in his mother's tent and popped her. And that was it. Now, from that moment, she became his wife. He didn't have to go there and do no ceremony and her walk down no aisle and all that is foolishness and confusion, man. That junk was set up by the so-called white man, for him to have more authority over your marriage than you do. But the men of Israel, the elect men of Israel, are bid to the marriage of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, to be the bride of Yahweh Shai, man. That's what our cleansing purpose is for, and that's what the process we're going through right now. And when you understand those things, what the marriage ceremony really truly means and talks about, you will understand the salvation of the children of Israel. All right, starting with his hopeful elect and 144,000 and a 1/3. And with that being said, I want to give all glory and praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and salutations to the Akim that are spread amongst the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity in truth, bidding to the true wedding ceremony of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.